Listen to your Spotify playlist. Now listen to the CD. Now listen to Spotify. Now the CD. Like what you hear from the CD? What if I told you there's something even better? And no, this piece of plastic isn't witchcraft. They've been in use from the early 1800s until about 2005. Anywho, Apple just announced that they're adding lossless and spatial audio with Dolby Atmos to their Apple Music subscription service for free. And with that, Amazon also announced the same with their subscription service. But how do you get it? Does it really make a difference? Will your current phone, headphones, or any other mobile devices work with these new offerings? Now, while CD may stand for compact disc, I'm going to calmly decipher all the text speak and answer your myriad questions and prepare you and your ears for the beautiful stereo imagery coming your way. Let's go. So, who are these new offerings really for? Everyone but you, especially if you're like my wife, who likes to listen to music when performing any mundane household chores or cooking or going for a drive. Basically, if you're not an audiophile, but music is a big part of your life, you should absolutely get this info. If it isn't, you still should, because when you listen, this higher quality audio can take your experience to a new level. Now, I'm going to share with you 3 things you need to know about Apple Music and Amazon's announcements. 1, what is lossless, spatial, and Dolby Atmos? 2, what Apple and Amazon are actually offering. And 3, how you access that content on your mobile devices. So, number 1, what is lossless music? Well, let's begin with what isn't lossless. Many of your music streams or MP3s or AAC files you've downloaded in the past are what's called compressed. That means that in order to get the music to you in the easiest, most bandwidth-friendly way, streamers and content delivery stores send files or streams to your devices which are made smaller than their original files by omitting some data from those streams at the cost of the sound quality of your music. From the hardcore music enthusiast's perspective, the audiophile, that means y'all been listening to music which sounds like caca for a long time. Let me make a visual example out of this. On my left is an MP3. On my right is the same song, but in a lossless format like a FLAC file. With the slower internet speeds of yesteryear, content providers had to give us this so it didn't take forever to download or stream a track. But with 4G LTE and now 5G, we have greater speeds and pipelines to allow for content providers to give us this. In both instances, you can make out the image, but the one on the right has much more detail and color. Now, what lossless files and streams also enable goes beyond just the stereo studio recording with all of its detail and color. They enable us to enjoy spatial audio and Dolby Atmos mastering and remastering. Spatial audio takes that lossless stereo image where things sound like they're only happening on your left and right and expands the sound image so that it surrounds you and sounds like it's coming from the front and the back as well. And even from above, in the case of some movies. So, what you need to know about spatial audio is that it is a type of audio or a format which has different codecs that utilize it. I know that's a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Think of it this way. You have blenders, right? Yeah. You have blenders. They all blend, but there are different brands using different methods and motors for giving you their versions of a blender. In this case, Apple Music and Amazon both offer spatial audio, a blender. Apple went with Dolby Atmos as their blender of choice, and Amazon landed on Sony 360 Reality. Now, these are both Vitamixes. I mean, they both produce beautiful sound mixes, as I've listened to both on various platforms. You aren't going to be disappointed if you know this one thing ahead of time, though. The quality of the Dolby Atmos or Sony 360 Reality mix is dependent on the mixer or music producer in this case. So, some are better than others. I put together a whole video on this that we'll link to in the description. I use Tidal as the service that I streamed both Dolby Atmos and Sony's 360 reality tracks from. So, what are Apple and Amazon both actually offering? Let's start with Amazon since their product is live right now. I know that correlation doesn't equal causation, but as Apple was set to announce their service at no additional charge, Amazon announced they were modifying their pricing tier so that HD quality tier, which was previously an additional $5 a month on top of the Amazon Music Unlimited individual plan at $7.99 a month for Prime members and $9.99 a month for Amazon customers, or the family plan at $14.99 a month. Yes, they changed it up, and that top tier HD access is now available at no additional cost, which coincidentally is what Apple is offering. Amazon is offering you 3 levels of music: HD, Ultra HD, and 3D. I have specific audio details up here for you tech and audio nerds to check out while I talk about it. For each level of music, you'll find a badge next to your song titles or albums indicating which flavor of music stream you have access to. You can access that music on your tablets and smartphones and on supported Amazon smart speakers and displays. Now, Apple has bundle pricing and a la carte pricing where their music offerings are concerned. The bundles fall under the Apple One services, but the a la carte pricing is $4.99 for students, $9.99 for individuals, and $14.99 for the family plan. Included in that cost, as I mentioned previously, is technically 4 listening options. I can't tell you what that looks like in their app yet as it isn't live, but we'll have a video on that once it is. So, for Apple, you'll get CD quality 16-bit at 44.1 kilohertz, and that will go up to 24 bits at 48 kilohertz. Then there's the high-resolution lossless music that is going to be 24-bit at 192 kilohertz, but with a catch. In order to listen to that, you'll need additional equipment like an external digital to analog converter or a DAC or DAC. Then you also will have access to Dolby Atmos tracks, which will automatically play on all AirPods and Beats headphones with the H1 or W1 chip, as well as built-in speakers on the latest versions of iPhone, iPad, and Mac. Apple says there will be some sort of badge on the detail page of albums which are available in Atmos. So, how do you access this music on mobile? You'll need either the Apple Music or Amazon Music app, which is available on both iOS and Android. Once in the Amazon app, go into Settings, Streaming Audio Quality, and I'd recommend setting it to HD, Ultra HD for streaming on Wi-Fi, and Best Available under the mobile data header. And look for car mode as well. It makes the Amazon Music interface much more friendly for use in car with larger text and buttons. Once the Apple offering is live, which should be mid-June somewhere, you'll go into the iOS settings app, then tap on music, then audio quality. Similar to the Amazon app, they say you'll be able to choose different resolutions for Wi-Fi, for cellular, and additionally for downloads. And that's it. Minus getting really deep into the weeds about bit rates and the whole issue of needing a DAC, a DAC for high-res files. That's everything you need to know to take advantage of these 2 huge announcements. Hey, I'm Tshaka Armstrong. If you have any further questions, anything I didn't answer, any of my information that actually brought up more questions, please leave those in the comments below. I'll get to them. I love chatting with you all. I don't take it lightly. We don't, that you've watched here with us. I'll catch you on the next video.